Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if indeed it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Mary Ellen. This is my little space where I chat to you about all things sewing, stitching related, or as is the case this week, all things not sewing related, technically. Lots of fabric, no sewing. And when I say no sewing, that's not even an exaggeration. So in March, I was literally living my best sewing life. I'm living on coffee and yeah, that's how I'm running. But yeah, last month was great. March was great. There were the challenges happening over on Instagram, which kind of gave me a focus, kind of gave me ideas, inspired me with all of the content and stuff that was floating about. But then work just seemed to spiral out of control, and my colleagues and I are just inundated and overworked at the moment. So it's the 12th of April and yeah, not a single stitch has been sewn. But as is my standard thing to do, when I'm not sewing, I'm creating problems for myself by buying more fabric that, to be perfectly honest, I've no business in buying because my stash is already so plentiful, and also fabric that I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to have to go shopping for even more storage solutions. So I have this and I have another one full on the other side of this room, and then I have like large containers filled as well. And then on my other desk, which is pretty much, it's the same as this, it's just there's one on the other side of the room. It's totally covered in fabric. What you can't see is there's a pile of fabric here, pile of fabric here. It's just literally a fabric emporium, and I could open a store with the amount of fabrics that I've got here. And often I'm tempted to do a destash, and then I look at the fabrics going no, because I know exactly what I'm going to do with you, or B, I just love it too much. And I do have some really special ones there that have been sitting for quite a while, but it's just, firstly with the fluctuating body, it always seems a little risky cutting into them. So I think particularly because the last 2 years I've either been pregnant or I've been in a postpartum stage where I have been breastfeeding, and my body's just been finding a new sense of what it is. So I haven't wanted to use a lot of really nice fabrics either. And when I've been making decisions as to what to actually sew, I have been making decisions based on what will be versatile enough that when I get through this phase in my life, they don't just get forgotten about and I still manage to wear them. So the spending has been happening. Now, I'm not going to say that my April has been 100% horrible, because it hasn't. Last weekend we were at the caravan, so we were up the North Antrim coast, which is just home for me because that's where I grew up. And obviously I haven't lived there since I was younger, but I tend to try and get there as much as possible, and now with the caravan it's even more possible. So we were in the Glens of Antrim at the seaside, generally just enjoying life last weekend, and that's when I bought my first little fabrics. We were in the little seaside town of Ballycastle, and there is a small independent store called Snip, and even though it's not very big, it has a beautiful little range of fabrics and other craft materials as well. The lady who runs it is just absolutely wonderful. I've always kind of been meaning to get in ever since I started sewing, but I generally would visit the coast on a Sunday and the store is never open on a Sunday, so we just happened to be through Ballycastle on Saturday, and I managed to call into Snip and find a couple of fabrics. And she was great with Henry. It was just Henry and I, and she was just absolutely fabulous with him. He was running around picking a little fabric for himself, and he was helping and choosing his colour of bag, and just really sweet, lovely lady. And hopefully I will get back again in the not so distant future. So only bought a couple of things because, again, when I'm away I do not like to be going home with lots and lots of stuff. That's not the purpose of going away. The purpose of going away is escapism after all. And yeah, I tend to save my massive splurges for when I'm on holidays, not necessarily just, you know, in the caravan of a weekend. So Henry picked some fabric. As usual, he loves it. And he got himself, you should see, it's really cute actually. I love the fact that he doesn't mind and he's not impatient and he just really enjoys the time that he's in these stores. But he got this little cotton jersey with these beautiful little green tractors, and I'll make him something adorable out of that, I'm sure. And then I only bought myself one fabric while I was there. There were a couple of other things that took my eye, but because I'm not really in the need of anything, I am trying to be restrained. And I know I'm saying I'm here showing you some nice fabrics, and I'll be honest, I have been restrained. This is restrained for me. So I got myself a couple of meters of this cotton print. A part of me is kind of like, it's a bit like bedspready. You know, I can imagine like lovely pillowcases and things in this. But I'm going to turn this into a blouse. I love the floral print. I love the size of the print. It has quite a folksy feeling, and these are my colours after all. So yeah, I got myself a couple of meters and I'll make a beautiful blouse from this little fabric. Now, things start to get a bit more real and serious from here. So it's my birthday on Monday. This is my birthday weekend, and I thought, do you know, I'm going to just treat myself to one lovely piece of fabric. And I went on to the Liberty page and I picked up some fabric for myself. So if you have followed me here on YouTube for a while, you may remember back in Christmas I was making ties, and I was using this fairy fabric to do that. I was making ties for Christmas presents. So this is the Kira Tana Lawn, and it's a really bright colorway and I absolutely love it. And when I was making the ties, I just kept thinking this would be an absolutely beautiful dress. So I have 3 meters. It was just a little happy birthday to me treat, and I absolutely love this fabric. And again, it's got all the colours that I kind of adore and all the colours that pretty much work for me, so I couldn't resist. And then when my brother had noticed that I'd been shopping at Liberty for myself, he got me my birthday present from Liberty as well, and he asked me to choose a print that I would like, and I did. So let me just, the box is still here. I haven't even opened it yet, so getting around to that today. So I chose one that is very quintessential for me, and when you see what I've been sewing with in the background, you'll know that I love roses, I love floral prints, and I got the Carleen Rose Tana Lawn, and I got the red colorway. Again, I just know that red is a color that works, and particularly because I've had my hair color refreshed, it will work all the more. But not only did he send me this one, because these just arrived in the post this morning, he also got me the Elizabeth Tana Lawn. He said he absolutely loved this. So here we are. Now, there's one thing that I have noticed, and I'm not even going to tell him, he doesn't watch this, so that's okay, but Liberty have been a little bit cheeky, and he has ordered a quantity of 3 meters, and what they have done is they have actually sent it in 2 separate pieces. Now I think that's really crap, because really what they should be doing is asking if that's okay, does that work for you, and they have not bothered to do that, and I just find that that's really terrible customer service, and I'm really quite disappointed. In Liberty it's not really a standard you like to expect from them, but it is a beautiful fabric. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, so I'm a little reticent, because sometimes just where the lines cut and you get 2 separate pieces of fabric, you can't squeeze the pattern out of it. So while there's 3 meters, it's 3 meters that I'm not sure how the two pieces work. But yeah, Perform from Liberty. Never encountered that before with them, and would actually kind of put me off ordering from them again as well. And maybe I should just order from people who supply their fabrics and stock them in their stores, because you don't get that from any other company that I know of. When I've ordered Liberty fabrics from other companies, I've never experienced that, so very frustrated by that one. There's a couple more fabrics that I have here as well, which I have got from DStash pages. So the first one is this lovely mustard and black sweatshirting. I've no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it was my colour, so I thought I'm going to get it. And then the other is this kind of, I suppose, Halloweenish style print. So this is a fabric I remember espying on the Simply Fabrics website, and I didn't buy it because it had a fault in the fabric. But when it came up in the DStash and it was such a ridiculous, you know, it was much cheaper than what it was originally on the website, I thought I might as well get it. So you can see there is a fault in this fabric, just where that wee wizard is. But I'm pretty sure I can cut around it. There's enough here to be able to do that. And I just thought it was really cute. It would make a lovely Halloween themed dress. And yeah, I love Halloween. So that is that. That is what I have been purchasing and what I have been gifted as well, might I add. So yeah, I have a pretty good brother with decent taste. And I just need to go away now and think what I'm going to make with all of these pretty things. So I'm betting not much sewing is going to happen over the weekend, being my birthday and all that. But hopefully the next time I'm back in the sewing room, I will be able to share with you progress on one project or another. So until I get back into the room to create some beautiful things, take care, happy sewing, and I'll see you soon. Bye.